Good morning. We are making waffles this morning. We're using the easy waffles because we've got co-op today, or not co-op. What do they call it? Community day. We've got homeschool community day. So we're making some Kodiak power cakes and we add eggs and milk to these to give them an extra boost. Sometimes I mash up bananas, but I've got a child that can't have bananas, avocados, things of that nature. So stopped adding bananas to things. So we're just doing the plain mix today and feeding 5 kids. We've got one down. The 4-year-old is down. He's sick. So it's just a matter of time. We'll see if we can keep everybody else healthy. But yeah, it's just a matter of time. We'll see what happens. I've got this one back here. She's better. She got sick from community day last week. And then the littlest one, who she plays with all the time, he got sick. And then the bigger kids all seem to be fine because they don't interact with the small germy kids as much. So that's what we're dealing with today. Little Bodie man is still in bed asleep. He woke up early, in the middle of the night, I guess. Not early, but I don't know what time he woke up. 4 in the morning, maybe? So he was up for a while, and then here you go, Annika. The butter's right here. Here's butter. Sorry, guys. I put the butter up here for Riker and forgot to get it down. All right, sorry. Sorry. Here we go. Might need some more butter. We go through a lot of butter. But yeah, this is the state of the house right now. Crowded, cluttered. 7 people live here. It's a tiny home. Tiny little 3-bedroom house. All right, the kids' school has absolutely no nuts, no peanuts, no tree nuts, no nuts at all policy. So we can't do almond butter and peanut butter sandwiches or anything like that. So today, I have been making ham and cheese sandwiches and things like that, but today we're gonna do chicken salad just to switch it up. Chicken salad, we've got celery in there, 2 stalks of celery, 2 cans of the Costco chicken breast. And we're gonna do some Duke's mayonnaise because that's easy. I'm not doing from scratch. When I used to have chickens and eggs and all the things on the homestead before we moved up here, I made mayonnaise from scratch. We're not going to. My son wants buffalo sauce on his, and my boys want pepper jack on their wraps. We have fresh bread, and I'm gonna try to find out. I said, do you guys want fresh bread or do you want tortillas? My goodness, children. I give you an option and then you give it right back, and now I gotta decide, no thanks. Well, I picked up my camera that morning to film my community day after I took the kids to school and everything, but I ended up not picking my camera back up because I had a sick kiddo, and after I dropped the big kids off at school, I just hung out with my 4-year-old, providing him with comfort measures so that he could get through this little cough, cold, sore throat that he had. I don't know if it was like a cold flu bug, but it moved through the house, and you'll see in the next few videos I might mention it a couple more times, because when a sickness goes through the house, there's usually a kid sick for a day or two, and then it goes on to the next kid, and they're sick for a couple days, and it moves to the next kid, and slowly the virus or the bug, whatever it is, moves through my family. And we do a lot of home remedies for illnesses, and that helps get them better a lot quicker. So for this particular cough cold situation, we were doing elderberry syrup, we were doing mullein tea, and those 2 things really helped. We also increased vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc, and that helped shorten the duration of their illness as well. Thankfully, Aaron did not get sick, and the symptoms that I had were fairly mild, and I was able to deal with the sickness myself with my comfort measures, and thankfully I didn't get a full-blown raging infection like I normally do when I get a cough and cold. So my symptoms were very mild, and I think that's a really positive thing because that means that my body is starting to fight viruses and illnesses a little better. Usually I end up with a pretty bad ear, nose, and throat infection anytime I get any kind of bug because of the immune system deficiencies that I have, the autoimmune issues that I have. I tend to get sicker longer than the rest of my family, but somehow I dodged a bullet this time. I'm not sure if my vitamin C and zinc and all of my preventative measures worked really well, but I am so glad that I didn't get knocked down and out for a solid week super sick. To help all of my kids battle this sore throat, I think that's the main symptom that they had. They had a sore throat, they had runny noses, and a couple of them had coughs. But to help, I made them butternut squash soup. This is their favorite soup of all the soups that I make. Well, they also like potato leek soup, but butternut squash soup is definitely a family favorite. If you haven't tried it, if you haven't served this to your family, it's really quite simple to make, and it's one of those soups where almost anything goes. I like to do a variety of root vegetables when I make butternut squash soup. You want to make sure that the vegetables that you are adding complements the flavor profile of your butternut squash soup. You don't want to be adding tomatoes or garlic. So making butternut squash soup is super easy. Right here I've got a butternut squash cut in half, removed the pulp and the seeds from the inside of it. Then I stuffed it full of onions and celery and carrots. I also have some potatoes, onions, sweet potatoes right here. And I'm just gonna throw this in the oven and let it roast. You can do 375 or 400 degrees. We're gonna start out at 375 and see how this does. We're gonna let it roast for about 30 minutes and then I'm gonna check on it. You can also cover it with foil for a while and that'll help it steam, but if you want the roasted flavor of the vegetables, then it's good to leave it uncovered. All right, into the pot, we're gonna put some chicken broth, and apparently I made chicken broth in July. It was July, yeah. I guess so, and I also made some back in May. So we're gonna combine both of these, and I don't know if that's enough, so I might get out a third one, but we're gonna combine both of these into the Instant Pot and get them going. Then we're gonna add all the vegetables that are roasting. Who knows how much broth this is? I could probably find another one in the freezer, but I found 3. This is about 2 cups, maybe a cup and a half. Not a whole lot, but it will serve its purpose. Can't get a grip. I've got 2 tips for making butternut squash soup, and these, I'm telling you this because on this day I didn't do this, and I normally always do these things when I make butternut squash soup, and I didn't on this day. I decided to be different, and there's a reason why we stick to recipes, and let me tell you why. All right, normally when I make my butternut squash in the oven, when I roast it, I flip it upside down on my baking sheet so that it steams it a lot better, so that it cooks a lot better, and it removes from the skin very easily. Also, I make sure that I peel my potatoes. I did not do it on this day, and I thought, oh, we need the extra nutrition. I'm going to leave the peels on the potatoes. But your soup is not going to be as smooth if you leave the skins on your potatoes as it would if you were to remove the skin from your potatoes. So if you like the skins and you don't mind little bits of skin in your pureed soup, then by all means, leave it on there. Extra nutrition, it's great. My family didn't complain. They enjoyed the soup. Also, cook your vegetables a little bit longer. If they don't cook long enough in the oven, they will cook in your boiling soup before you use your Immersion blender. I got a little quick on this day and I should have let everything cook a little bit longer, but it still turned out beautifully and it was delicious. So this is what it's looking like right now. We're just gonna heat this up and heat this through, and I'm gonna add some salt to it, some Redmond's real salt. You can find Redmond's real salt, the best deal, better than you're gonna find in the grocery store, but the best deal on the internet is linked down below in my video's description, and you can use my discount code to shop for that goodness. So we just put a bunch of that in there, and I'm also gonna add some pepper. Gonna fresh grind up some pepper in there and then let this cook through. Then we're gonna put an Immersion blender in and blend it up. But
so we can kind of see. This is all the vegetables that are in it. We roasted them in the oven. We're also going to add probably a couple of tablespoons of butter. And I kept the skins on this time. We kept the skins on. We're going to blend those in so we get all the nutrition from the skins.
Do I have to have all the vegetables?
We're gonna blend it up into a puree, so you're not even gonna know what's in here.
Back in the day, I'd say 13 years ago, when I first really started getting into cooking for my family, I tried to blend up butternut squash soup in a food processor, and my oh my, was that a disaster. That was the first time and the last time that I ever used a food processor to blend up hot soup. What a terrible idea. After that, researched and purchased an immersion blender, or not immediately. Eventually, I did. Because I also tried blending hot soup up in my Vitamix, and well, that works great too. But who likes to wash all of those extra dishes? So after using a food processor and a Vitamix, and failing at both of those with hot soup, you can use a Vitamix to blend up soup and make soup hot, but I don't recommend transferring hot soup to your Vitamix and then blending it up in that whole disaster, unless you like micro burns on your hands and splattering hot soup everywhere. Anywho, I invested in this KitchenAid Immersion blender, and it's amazing. It has served my family so well for a variety of things. I use it when I make large batches of elderberry syrup to blend up my berries. It doesn't blitz the seeds, it just blends up the berry pulp, and then I can strain it through a sieve and all the seeds come out, and some of the pulp stays behind in my elderberry syrup to get all of that wonderful goodness. So I really do enjoy using an immersion blender. We can use it in the special cup that it came with to blend up smoothies, to blend up sauces. There's so many uses for it, and what I love is I get less dishes dirty, so all I have to do is stick it in my pot and blend it up, and we have a delicious blended soup. We also had some cantaloupe on this day and some fresh bread, and then let's take a look out in the backyard at these cute deer. Oh my goodness, here's the babies.
They're doing races. Here comes Mom. But the dad is just waiting.
There's Mama. There she comes. She said, where'd my babies go? Because they just jumped up. They were bedded down behind our house. Here they come back. Oh, there they are. You got the bigger babies, oh my goodness, and the little babies, and the mama.
Oh, no! Bubble top it! Two bubble tops!
Oh, pop, pop.
That feels just watching.
I like to see them hop hop when they run.
Yeah.
They're gonna run. They're gonna get the zoomies.
I do that so fast.
You do the zoomies too? Oh. So those are the bigger babies that were born in spring. And then the ones with the spots, they were just born recently, like a few weeks ago. Barely a few weeks ago. But these little guys already have their winter coats, so we're kind of a little bit worried about the babies.
The babies.
The baby babies are so... Where are they? Where'd they go? Milky. They're nursing. Oh, babies.
Milk. They are nursing milk.
Oh.
They love milk.
They do love milk. I wonder what deer milk tastes like. Probably like deer. It's probably very gamey. Look at these little guys. They're brand new though. Just a couple weeks old, so we're a little bit worried about... There's already snow on the mountaintop, so it's we're a little bit worried about them being so little and it being so cold already here.
They don't have
It's not snow here, but just up the mountain there's some snow.
I'm sad there's no snow.
Oh yeah, the frost already killed my garden. That's just nice. Oh, even more babies showed up. Another mama and another baby showed up. So now we got the two with the spots, twins. the two other twins, and then the third singleton that's just a single, was just a single baby over there. So over here we got 3 babies and 2 mamas, and then the other mama and the newborn babies, they probably went to nurse and lay back down.
Don't tell me that.
The mama's teaching the baby what it can eat, and the baby stays near the mama while it's grazing, learning what's safe to eat and what's not safe to eat.
Mom,
Yeah, baby.